for today's cup of coffee, since it is officially spooky season. Those of us that do spooky season year round, and there's just all kinds of stuff. So do we get to pretend to be normies, or is it everybody else is introduced into our world during this period of time?
I think it's the one time that the normies are the normal.
God, I don't like to be normal. I don't. Normal is boring.
The outcasts are the normal at that point during spooky season.
Those of us that are on the fringe all the time. We look at everybody else and it's what's wrong with y'all?
Well, I messed up entirely because my brain got fried.
It's okay. But Halloween.
Halloween is the time for the freaks and the geeks and all that. People who just are eccentric in general. It's the one time that they can actually go out and be normal.
Yeah. Yeah, or people don't look at them as odd.
Yeah,
odd.
People don't look at them as weird, freaks, whatever, you know?
So, in other words, other people get to live within our realm for a period of time.
Yeah.
And some of
them
they
could live in our realm all the time if they wanted to.
Sure, because it's we are very much like the Addams family.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like they were not bad people in any way. They were just different.
Yeah.
That's it. You know?
They didn't harm nobody.
But they're different.
Wednesday.
To some of us is normal. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, you know, for me, like that Barbie movie thing, God, that's horrifying. Ugh. It does. It horrifies me.
Yeah.
So, to each his own. And it's like to live and let live. I'm revisiting Stoicism heavily right now. Because that's just where I'm being led. It's just, you know, I like Stoic philosophy. That's something. And there are some wonderful channels that are introducing people into Stoicism. Because it is common sense. It used to be common sense, and people need to return to that.
Yeah, they do.
And something else that they need to return to is an appreciation of actual art. Kid and I are doing an anti-AI art theme.
That pisses me off so much. It really fucking does.
I saw it back when I was in college. Taking art. And that was the first time that I had seen computer graphics. And honest to God, when I saw it, it scared the shit out of me. And some of the CGI stuff, and it's zombies. It walked, it talked, it had no soul.
It's just like AI now, where you can just type in a few words and then you got what you want. Or if you don't got what you want, you can refresh it a few times or work with it just a little bit more. That takes the actual talent out of it.
Right.
That takes the person's... There's no, like you said, there's no soul in it. There's no love put into it. There's nothing that you can... It's empty.
Yeah.
It's like those... certain doll brands, whatever you want to go with that. It's like you get a name, you get the actual official one, like Blythe. You get an actual official Blythe versus a knockoff.
Right.
You can feel it. There is a difference. There's love and care put into one versus another.
Well, and it's like this quest for perfection that only a computer can do, and people have fallen into that trap.
Yeah.
And that was, I was one of these, unfortunately, when I graduated from college in 91 with the BA in psychology and the BA in art and the 3.5 years of nursing, and I could not, you talk about job locked. Oh yeah. Totally, completely. And it's like what they wanted, they didn't want an actual artist. They wanted somebody that could, at that point, that was in, like I said, 91, that can do the computer graphics.
Yeah.
Because already it was going to that.
I mean, ever since computers were invented, yeah, it's pretty much been shifting to that.
Right. And part of it has to do with our rural area, because I was not willing to relocate to some kind of urban environment.
They want to produce the products as fast as possible.
Mm-hmm.
And if you look at the old cartoons, there is no way you could get that same energy, that same soul into modern AI produced shit.
No.
I've seen, there are commercials that we are watching, and I mean everyone, that is AI produced.
Right.
AI animated.
Yeah, kid this morning,
It freaks me out because there is no love, and it literally, you can feel it. It feels empty.
Feels dead.
Yeah.
Because it is. It's not alive. And it's like, kid had found on YouTube that it's called Classic Comedy Channel. Mm-hmm. And the biggest Halloween cartoon compilation had Looney Tunes, Mickey Mouse, Casper, the Friendly Ghost, and more. And I will put a link to it. And 4 hours of just really cool stuff. And I don't know where they got their stuff or whatever, but it's great. Mm-hmm. And the old cartoon styles is something that I adore. And they need to be preserved. People that have never seen these before need an opportunity to go and look at the art style and to know a little bit behind it, which was that these people drew these things by hand. And it's like each of the things that they would flip the pages and stuff, and to find out what it used to, the amount of labor that it took to produce a cartoon.
Yeah. It takes time.
Mm-hmm.
It takes effort. It takes a great amount of skill to produce this shit.
And the sense of humor that they had at that point, that was, just brilliant.
Companies don't want that. They don't want to spend the time or the effort on the product anymore.
They want to make people believe that they are expendable.
Yeah.
Very much replaceable. And it's like, no, when you've got somebody that is an artist and they have a particular style, that is peculiar to that artist.
It is.
And so for these other places to steal people's work, that's reprehensible.
It is.
And
it absolutely is.
That is something that Kid has been really concerned with, as far as if he puts any of his work online, somebody's stealing it.
Yeah. Because I don't got the money to get it copyrighted. I don't got the money to get it trademarked. I don't even know how to do any of that.
Right. I mean, it's just like he's been taking jeans and drawing designs and stuff on it. Why wouldn't you rather have a one-of-a-kind original something than something that's mass-produced, that hundreds of thousands of people have got exactly the same thing?
Well, there's a difference if it's produced by that artist, you know? If they mass-produce jeans themselves.
But if you are doing, as far as what he was doing was drawing on the legs of the jeans, just as... And they were great. They're great. And to try to encourage him to make a few of these up and put them on Etsy, and, you you could sell them for $50. I know that they would sell for $50.
Yeah.
They're worth that. That it is a one-of-a-kind original something.
True.
Yeah. And we were discussing as far as the punk movement and the early goth movement and stuff, and how those art styles and even as far as that fashion sense was do-it-yourself.
It was. It was heavily immersed in DIY.
Mm-hmm. And it's like, it's wonderful that people do have the ability to make their own cartoons and stuff now, that to use the technology that we have to be original. But don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. Don't forget about those who came before and what those artists needed to have acknowledgement, and that a lot of them didn't.
No,
There's a lot of, think about this, even the CGI artists and stuff today, and I do appreciate how CGI has changed. What do they do with those artists? They treat them poorly.
They
for
do.
what you've said.
Yeah, they treat them like shit. Seriously. They don't like one, they fire them, replace them with another. They do make them feel all like they're just replaceable, expendable, whatever the word is.
Yeah. And it's like, for those people who have that talent, and it's like, we're not throwing off on the ones that are the computer artists, but there is still room for actual visual artist people who sit down and paint and draw. And I know that it's like Scrimshaw Rose, her artistry is, as far as the crochet and stuff, there's all kinds of room for actual human artists.
Yes.
And we need to have a resurgence of that. And
we do.
These
like
older art styles.
Mm-hmm.
Like the what?
Like with games like Cuphead that came out like a few years ago or whatever. That was done in a classic style.
It was like the old Mickey Mouse that was almost surrealistic
Yeah,
based.
it was it was that classic cartoon surrealism,
Which I love.
And it was all hand drawn and animated. So you can feel it, like a lot of love and a lot of care and a lot of passion went into that project. And we are missing that.
We are very much so. And it's just like the German expressionism. I always want to call it impressionism, and it's not. It's expressionism that Tim Burton drew inspiration for.
People in a lot of ways need to just throw away the digital and go to practical. Mm-hmm. Like, for real, they need to learn how to make art. They need to learn how to draw. They need to learn how to paint. They need to learn how to make sets,
Yeah.
All that. They need to learn how to do the cell sheets in cartoons.
German expressionism, Nosferatu is one of the best examples of that. If you're wondering, I've never heard of this. Yes, you have. You just didn't know what it was called.
Yeah.
That's heavy on the shadow, and as far as the...
Slightly tilted.
Absolutely.
Slightly askew.
Mm-hmm. And just a lot of monochrome, and it's how the brain fills in the missing.
Yes.
And Alfred Hitchcock did that also. Lots. Fun stuff. Good stuff.
Yes.
But these old cartoons, I grew up watching. I was telling kid when I was tiny, I went as Casper the ghost one Halloween. That was back when they actually had little false faces. That's what they called them. Mm-hmm. The little box set of the Halloween costumes. That was back when that was just becoming a thing.
Yeah.
And, I would love
those
to have
things are
that
cool.
now. They were great.
You could look on eBay and see if they're on there.
I'm sure that they would probably be massively expensive.
It depends on the one that you get or the one that you're looking for.
Because I would say that, like I said, that was still...
They got reproductions.
I was tiny, and so that was probably in late 60s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not... The stuff was good back then, though.
It was... it
At least,
was.
like Halloween stuff. That's what I'm talking about.
Well,
Halloween
and also,
stuff was good.
It was started because Halloween was still not that accepted.
Right.
And as far as to market to kids, the different TV characters, cartoon characters, different things like that, and parents who were,
But the 70s and 80s was the best time for Halloween.
All of it was good. All of it was good. I mean, when you go back, there was somebody I saw a video that they did a video of costumes back from the 1920s, because that's his area of interest.
Uh-huh.
And that was when the shit was scary. He couldn't find that many
Terrifying.
photographs. But they were scary.
I'm sure.
Because Halloween was not originally for children.
I mean, they were involved, definitely, but it was not meant as like a children's holiday.
Right.
So.
And that's just like that one movie that I love. You got me the little plushie of Sam.
Yes.
From
Trick or Treat.
Trick or Treat. I love that movie. Oh my God, I love that movie. It's just one of those, I can watch it over and over and over. And the fact that kid got me the little plushie of the character Sam and his little burlap sack.
Yes.
Love it. But the children that were on the bus, the kid that had the mask that was the paper bag that had the fake smile on it, God, that was scary as hell. It was wonderful. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So to be creative and with these older Halloween cartoons, just the art style, how they drew as far as the skeletons, very heavy on the skeletons and what they could do, which was interesting.
It's playing with the bones.
Absolutely.
So.
And they got to make cool sound effects with the bones.
They did.
That was just like in the one old Mickey Mouse one that the spider was a skeleton. So
the spiders are their shell is their
exactly
skeleton.
it's an exoskeleton, but in that artist's mind to make it have an actual skeleton, and it's like, okay, let's hope they really did know the difference, that this was just artistic license, and it may not have been. Who knows?
I mean,
but it was great.
It would be creepier if you had like a molted skin.
Yeah.
Of a spider dancing. Yeah. Now that's some trypophobia right there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not arachnophobia, just trypophobia from the holes.
But just cool stuff. So go back and reacquaint yourself if you're not familiar with some of these old cartoons. Mm-hmm. Go and watch them and just enjoy and see as far as how society has changed even through cartoons and stuff. And just enjoy them with an open mind. If you have never tried art, try it. If you have the ability to hold some kind of crayon, ink pen, pencil, whatever, doodle. Find you a piece of paper, put the point of the instrument to the paper, and move your hand. That's it. You don't have to do a Rembrandt. That's already been done. Do you.
Yes, do you.
And it just doodle. Make squares, make circles, make flowers with faces. That's what I would always end up with, yeah.
Flowers with faces?
That was what I would end up doing. I don't know why.
But that's cool.
Yeah, well.
That's cool as hell. Do stuff like that.
Just fun stuff. Remember little snippets of art throughout your day.
You could do stuff like that again.
I do things like that occasionally. I do. I reached as far as there's reasons I haven't done anything for a while. It's just I'm trying to overcome a psychological hurdle that has been there for a while.
Yes. Anyway, we gotta go.
We actually have visitors. So while he answers the door, if you've had experiences with the paranormal or supernatural, encounters with UFOs, aliens, cryptids, you can send us an email, cupofcoffeewithscream@gmail.com. And like I said, I'll put the link for the cartoons and stuff. Enjoy those. Just massively enjoy those. Like, share, comment, subscribe. If you've got suggestions for cartoons or whatever that you would like to share with us, put those in the comments. And know that you are very loved. And Lord willing, we'll see you on the next cut. Bye.